Part 1. The Haunting of Hollowwood Manor. Hollowwood Manor stood tall and imposing at the edge of the dark forest, casting eerie shadows over the small town of Blackwood. The mansion had been abandoned for decades, and the locals whispered tales of malevolent spirits and cursed souls that roamed its halls. It was a place that sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls in town. As legend had it, the manor was built by the enigmatic Lord Hollowwood in the late 19th century. Lord Hollowwood was known for his obsession with the occult, and he used the mansion as a sanctuary for his twisted experiments. He was rumored to have summoned dark forces that plagued the town with misfortune for generations. The story began one stormy night when a group of adventurous teenagers decided to spend the night at Hollowwood Manor, spurred on by the promise of a chilling thrill. Mark, the daredevil of the group, led the way as they cautiously approached the mansion. With every creak of the rusty gates and every step onto the overgrown path, the atmosphere grew heavier. Ivy-covered walls loomed like silent sentinels, and shattered windows stared out like empty eye sockets. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it faint ghostly moans. Inside, the air was damp and heavy with the scent of decay. The group explored the darkened corridors, their flashlights casting eerie shadows. It wasn't long before strange things began to happen. Doors slammed shut on their own, and distant footsteps echoed through the hallways. In the dim light of the grand hall, they discovered an ancient portrait of Lord Hollowwood himself. His piercing, malevolent eyes seemed to follow them. Just as they were about to make a hasty retreat, a blood-curdling scream pierced the air. It was Emily, the most skeptic of the group, who had seen something in the mirror that she couldn't explain. As they rushed to her side, they saw her reflection contorting into a grotesque, twisted version of herself. Panic swept through the group as they watched in horror. In that moment, they knew they were not alone, and whatever resided in the mansion was not of this world. Part 2. The Unearthly Presence. Fear gripped the teenagers as they stumbled back from the haunted mirror, their hearts pounding like a frantic drumbeat. Emily's reflection reverted to normal, leaving them questioning their own sanity. Had it been a trick of the mind, or something far more sinister? With trembling hands, they decided to push deeper into the mansion, hoping to uncover the truth about the malevolent forces that seemed to toy with their very souls. The dark secrets of Hollowwood Manor were about to reveal themselves. As they ventured into the basement, they discovered a hidden chamber filled with dusty tomes, ancient scrolls, and bizarre artifacts. It was Lord Hollowwood's sanctum, a place where he had conducted his unholy experiments. Among the artifacts, they found a journal that spoke of forbidden rituals and the summoning of a creature known as the Shadow Dweller. As they delved deeper into the journal's pages, they learned that Lord Hollowwood had sought to harness the power of the Shadow Dweller to gain immortality. The creature was said to feed on the fear and souls of the living, and once summoned, it could not be banished. The group realized that their presence in the manor had awakened the malevolent entity. The mirror incident was just the beginning of its torment. Desperate to escape, they searched for a way to undo the curse that had bound them to the mansion. Their search led them to a hidden chamber beneath the manor, where a circle of ancient symbols had been etched into the stone floor. It was a summoning circle, and the only way to break the curse was to confront the Shadow Dweller itself. As they recited an incantation from Lord Hollowwood's journal, the air grew thick with dread, and the temperature plummeted. A shapeless, sinister presence materialized before them, its eyes like twin pools of infinite darkness. The Shadow Dweller hungered for their fear, and it would stop at nothing to consume their souls. The battle that followed was a fight for their lives and their very souls. Armed with the knowledge they had gathered, they fought back with every ounce of courage they could muster. The mansion shook with the force of their struggle as the Shadow Dweller lashed out with nightmarish tendrils of darkness. But the entity was weakened by their defiance, and as the first rays of dawn broke through the shattered windows, they chanted the banishment spell. With a deafening roar, the Shadow Dweller was forced back into the abyss from whence it came, and the curse was lifted. Exhausted and battered, the group fled the manor as the first light of dawn bathed Hollowwood Manor in an eerie glow. They knew they had faced something beyond comprehension, and the scars of that night would haunt them forever. Hollowwood Manor remained a place of fear and legend, but the teenagers who survived the night knew the truth. They had confronted the malevolent forces that plagued the manor, and their bravery had broken the curse. As they walked away from the haunted mansion, they carried with them the knowledge that some horrors could only be conquered by facing them head-on.